Okay, guys. This is this spring update, I think they call it, in City Skylines. Is this the thing that's actually gonna fix a lot of issues for people and make the game great for the first time, if it's for some of you, or whether it's going to just improve it for others? Uh, Personally speaking, I've sort of enjoyed the game from the get-go, but it's definitely had its problems. But since Iceflake have come onto the scene, they have made some stellar improvements, I have to say. So, what does patch 1.5.7 give us? Well, I sort of left that loading screen on. For me, it took quite a few minutes for that to actually load in. I'm going to say minutes, not in. It's not in tens. And I must admit, when I tried it yesterday, it was quite quick. So not sure what it is now. Now I've got about 60 mods with about 39 code mods active and some assets. So yeah, I've got a few mods, so I've not really changed them. If you go in there with no code mods, though, it sort of loads straight away. I did try that. There is no wait for that. So this is obviously a mod related issue, but it's widespread. It's across the board, and some people are waiting 20, 30 minutes, hours, not working at all. So it all depends on your system, perhaps depends on your log. I'm not 100% sure, but either way, that is definitely an issue from this update, is that actually getting into the game in the first place can be hit and miss. So not a great start. However, let's move on from that. So is this any good? Well, let's dive in and see. So the first thing that I want to bring up, let's go into options straight away, because this is one of the key factors which make this update sort of special, and that they've actually given us a benchmarking tool in the game. Now, this benchmarking tool, first of all, it gives you like I think about 20-second clip, I think, of a 100k or so size city. It's a very nice city, actually. Not sure who's made that, but it looks pretty cool. And we'll go through that in a second. But what this does is you can set your settings, and it will give you some statistics of what the average FPS is, etc. But also you can visually see, because you're actually going through sort of like a camera video view. So you can see if there's any stutters or delays there, which might allow you then to play about with your own settings until you get something which is reasonably good. But I'm not 100% sure that we get everything in this, so let me click into it. So this is it here. This is benchmarking. So hopefully you guys can see that. So it gives you, I've already run this in the past. Last night, like I said, this was like a quick run. So I've set my graphics to custom. So I've been playing about with it, and I'm pretty much on the settings that are quite reasonable to me. But this shows your model what you've got. Now this gets uploaded to Iceflake as well, which is very useful because it can see what your stats are compared to your hardware that you've got running. So you can see here, I'm on a laptop. I'm on an Alienware M16 laptop. It's got an Ultra 9, but the 185H version. It has got an RTX 4070, but no, it's a laptop GPU, which is why you see the video memory is 8 gigs and not like your normal 12 or whatever for a 4070. 32 gigabytes of system memory, and that's showing a GPU bounding of 53%. But there's a caveat to this. and that is I run my system in a window. I also have OBS running. That's how I'm recording this, and some other bits and bats. So, if when I run this in full screen mode, then basically it was giving me less than 20% GPU bounding. So obviously, I do get a hit for that. So it's not really what you would get, because I've got a lot of things running in the background as well. So let's run the benchmark, and you'll see where I go. Now I'm going to be quiet on the benchmark so we can see what happens. So let's run through it. And there we have it. Now you can see from that, obviously my GPU bound has gone a little bit up to 71%. My average FPS is still about the same. And that's quite good, by the way, guys. 30 FPS is pretty much the target level that we're going for here. But if you look at the CPU, GPU graph, I don't know a lot about these terms. Sorry, obviously I know the central processing unit and a graphical processing unit. So that's the CPU, which is your core. The GPU obviously is your graphics card. For those who didn't know, I'm sure you all do. But the idea, I believe, is to get these as reasonably close can. There's a bit of a gap between that. So the GPU is probably in this case not as aligned, where it was more aligned on the last one. But like I said, if I'm running this not in windowed mode, which is never the best solution anyway, to run this in windowed mode, I get that down to about 10%, and they're pretty much on track. So I'm pretty happy with that, to be fair. And now obviously here's the potentials that you can get. And the frame time, CPU render, CPU game, not 100% sure what this goes, but overall it's showing it's not GPU throttling as such. And if I run it again, I'm sure we'd have a little bit of a better run through it. So, and like I said, if it wasn't in windowed mode, if I had it in full screen mode, dedicated without all this stuff running in the background, which I've done before, the GPU bound is less than 20%. But the average FPS is roughly the same, so it doesn't really affect the frames per second. It just affects that utilization of the graphics card as such. So interesting, and I think definitely useful, because you can not so much this, but you can look at the average FPS, play about with your settings, then check, have you got better FPS? Have you got worse FPS? So you can take time utilizing this. And it doesn't take long to run through it. So rather than going back into the game, seeing how the thing works, you know what I mean, that sort of thing, and run it around for a few minutes, you can just run this 20 seconds and get the answer. So much better, I think, having this. So what else is new? So flicking through the notes, I mean, there's a historic building option now, so we can select buildings to make sure that if we got a particular facade that we like and we don't want an upgrade to change it to something else, there's now a historic building option that you can select for our commercial buildings. Well, any building, any residential, any commercial, any office type of thing, which changes through the different levels of the game. Like I said, they've got obviously this in-game performance testing tool, which is also accessible from the main menu options tab called Benchmark, which we've just gone through. But we can also have a new launch parameter, and you can set it to benchmark it directly on startup. Not sure why you'd want to do that, but I guess it's just a quick check. But yeah, so you can benchmark your own game with a specific in-game tool, which is, I think it's a great addition. Yeah, they've added some things to the encyclopedia as well. So building customization apparently and road zones. The UI toolbar, so the user interface toolbar, scaling and opacity setting have been added. And there's a universal mod button which has been added, which basically shoves all your mod buttons into one button what you can click on, and that would open them all up. But that's got to be, I believe, programmed in by the actual modders, so they might take some time to get that sorted out. So there's not much new features. The biggest thing is the historical building option, which is definitely been an ask for a lot of the community. But the in-game performance testing tool, this benchmarking system here is pretty much a very, very useful addition. Now, what else is the patch give? Because it is quite a meaty patch. It's quite it is quite large, I believe. So a lot of this is based around offices, but we'll get to that in a minute. But going through the list, they've stopped citizens from moving in and out in taxis. So when we zone anything, as we've seen it, there's a plethora of yellow cabs all heading into the town, causing chaos with our traffic. And then what comes in has to go out. So again, we're getting that both ways. So as we all know, there's usually a lot of traffic when we first, especially when we do mass zoning, it can become quite a challenge. And which this might, limit that at least. So basically, people will still have to come in, probably drive in, potentially training, who knows, or get a bus. But basically, people will come in and park, so they won't be necessarily going out. So it should at least cut down the traffic by a good 50%. So, well, perhaps not 50%, but you know what I mean, quite substantial. They've reduced the overall dog population as well. Now, this isn't going to affect the dogs what are already spawned in the game, but they're adjusting the household pet limits and spawn probabilities. So you are going to see less. So if that affected you personally, that you found too many dogs, then this is going to actually reduce that. And one of the things that I'm quite happy with is that the education system has been balanced to better align elementary and high school demand. We've all been here. We've seen the elementary schools are filling up with plopping elementary schools like it's out of fashion, yet the high school hardly gets impacted. So they've addressed that in this, which is, again, a very useful sort of like addition to the simulation, I think. They've also reduced cases where citizens get stuck during robberies. I've not really seen that in my own saves, but I've never really looked that much detail. The urban cycling initiative policy is now, you can choose that in your once you zone areas. So basically it's an option you can choose now, and it ups the bicycle usage from 20 to 50%. They've also fixed mixed housing, causing commercial and medium density residential demand to permanently stay low. So yeah, that's obviously useful. But this is where we start to get into the crucial ones, which I think majority of us, me included, have been unhappy with, and that's offices. So around the offices, they've fixed the signature offices being incorrectly treated as available for sale, causing office demand to drop even while it's occupied. So I didn't know that was a thing, but hey, is that why we weren't getting office demands in a lot of places? And they've also fixed office demand for using the wrong data for citizens and removing a multiplier workaround, which was causing too many software companies to spawn. So city production statistics now sampled over a longer time period, reducing fluctuation caused by time of day. So I think what they're saying there is that we do see a lot of, not enough customers and things like that. Is that related to software companies? Perhaps we'll see less of that because some of the office-based demand now has given us too many software companies and not the others. I don't know. We'll have to see how that goes on. And we fixed an issue where, they fixed an issue where outside connections were not working with non-highway roads. Okay, that's quite good. I use a lot of non-highway roads, so on my outdoor connections, I didn't know they were not working. I thought they were. And then also they fixed an issue where students could only participate in leisure activities during study time. Didn't know that was an issue, but they fixed it. And they fixed an issue where buses and trams could get stuck in a permanent boarding state at busy stops, preventing departure and causing vehicle queues and despawning. Well, that's a useful thing to fix if that was a problem. Fixed an issue when building upgrades could stall and not progress when resource delivery processing was skipped during certain update frames, causing the level indicator to become stuck. So obviously, if people were wondering why the buildings weren't upgrading, that could have been the reason. Anyway, it's allegedly fixed. And they've fixed a port mail transfer pathfinding. So didn't realize that was an issue, but there we go. Fixed an issue where some offices could stop producing or trading in certain situations. So that's it. I mean, for me, the biggest gameplay fixes they've done is the offices, because that's always been a bugbear, especially when you're looking to build out your downtown. And there's also some good ones there for mixed commercial and residential, because a lot of time my commercial disappears too, so perhaps that will do it. And the too many software companies being done. So I think they're definitely positive. So they are taking down that list. Now I think the Urban Cycle Initiative, I'm not that worried about, to be fair. and the stopping citizen moving it out with taxis is definitely going to look a lot better, and I think it's going to really reduce the traffic situation when you've just rezoned a lot of residential, for example. And then for the UI, they've added an option to adjust toolbar sizes, added option to adjust the transparency for the UI, added tooltips to the encyclopedia, fixed an issue in photo mode where visual settings did not match the game rendering, updated the base game, and bridges and ports achievement icons. Fixed game crashing when typing CJK characters in the encyclopedia search field. Never done it, so never had it. Fixed an issue where the upgrade section in service building panels was not interactable when using the controller. And then fixed the UI crash on the editor when the move selected key was unbound. Okay. And fixed demand bars not being able to visually fill up. I think that was a problem actually, because our demand bars were definitely a bit dodgy. And there's some visual stuff. I mean, they've added some parking apparently into the Iceflake Arena. But that fix only applies to Iceflake Arenas built after the update. So if anybody's already got that, to take advantage of it, you'll have to delete it and rebuild it. There's a couple of miscellaneous. Main menu FPS limited to 120 to reduce GPU stress. Well, I had to limit mine to less than that, because why do we need 120 in this type of game when 60 is good enough and 30 is livable, to be fair? Database corruption error message is now more descriptive. Added missing localized text to the encyclopedia and fixed small text errors in the SR. That's not thing. So bridges and ports, it looks like they've fixed an issue where commercial and industrial buildings did not use bridges and ports, DLC ports, for importing goods, instead relying on outside connection routes, even when goods were available at the port. I have seen that actually. So that was an issue. Updated base game and bridges and ports achievement icons. They've done enough, like some on mods as well. And like I said, the known issues currently with this patch is the update download size for the patch is larger than it would otherwise need to be due to internal build system changes. This is a one-time issue only. So they're saying it's a big file. The Microsoft Store build is missing the taskbar icon. Rarely robbers and the arresting police can still get permanently stuck during robberies. We will keep working on this. So it's obviously still happening, but less. Shadow cascade calculation causes incorrect shadow drawing. This is especially visible when looking at big objects from a low point of view close to the ground. And we should put the known issue on that, which they do know about now. And this is the start being such a delay. For me, it was quite a few minutes. Might have been about 3 or 4, which was long. But some have been seeing 30 minutes or longer at the starting screen. It depends, let me know in the comments what your mileage was on that. Once you're in, it's great. Getting in is a problem. So I'm thinking that should be jumped on with a hot patch. I would put, as long as they know what the issue is, I would hope a hot fix should come out very soon, because Iceflake had been pretty good in that sort of like getting the patches out when absolutely needed. I mean, there's a lot of bad comments going on right now in the Steam forums, etc. Because obviously this game is very political, I guess, in some respects. So you do get a lot of angst when something goes wrong, and because of people are thinking, what happened when we was with Colossal Order? But I'm of the sort of the thought is, let's give Iceflake a chance, because they've done really well, and this is not the best patch. We haven't got a lot of things in this patch, but they are checking through that list of bugbears and making it playable. So offices for me was my biggest complaint, and it looks like it's been addressed. So do you want to see what it looks like in reality? Let me build. I don't know what that achieves. Objects are being used, so yeah, don't worry about that. Okay. No, I'm not going to do that. I think what I need to do is go back out and find out why that is like that. Now this didn't happen to me yesterday. I jumped into my save, but this time I'm not sure why this is happening. Okay, so I've activated everything. I don't know why it wasn't activated the first go, but is this going to give me a problem? It is. Okay, I'm going to have to quit the game and come back in. Let's hope it doesn't take me forever. I will report back. Okay, guys, I am coming back in, and I'm gonna probably cut it in here for the time it takes me, but I will record it and let you know. So it started to load now, and let's see how long it takes. Well, there you go, guys. That was the longest. So yesterday, when I tried it for the first time, it was quite quick. I'd say within seconds. I say when I loaded this second time for this YouTube video, it was about 4 minutes, and that one was 10 minutes. Yep, 10 minutes. So it's getting progressively worse. I will do another test before I finish this video, just to see us with no mods loaded. But in my opinion, that sort of, if you use mods, then no, this is not you will go crazy, because if the game crashes, you're going to wait probably a long time for the game to restart. So it's not really playable until this hotfix comes about, if you use mods. But let's see now if I can go in this time. So it's loading this time. So this time it has loaded all the mods in. So the mods isn't a problem here. And it certainly wasn't a problem when I logged in last night. No issues at all logging in last night. But obviously recording this video, hey ho. But I wanted to jump into an existing city with mods, because I wanted to show you what I noticed last night, and that how crisp this actually looks. So like we said, we'll get this. I think it's actually going. Right, we'll get it going on slow. Should we go over to here first? Probably. So let's jump into here. Why is he stuck on there? When I come off games like Satisfactory, I keep using my space bar. I'm sure you guys have the same problem when you get some muscle memory going through your fingers. So yeah, so let's zoom across. Looks pretty good though. I mean, what I should do. Over 100,000, so it definitely is. should we go first? Let's have a look over here. Pretty good, actually. There's a dog walking on his own there. I'm assuming he's with his owner there. Very respectable FPS there for 100,000 plus. Sims. I mean, this is just an up and coming neighborhood that we're working on. Let's go across to here. This is the rail yard, rail depot. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Here's my sort of Chinese downtown or Asian downtown. A lot of China-based assets here from the China pack. Let's go across here to one of the mods there where it shows barges, all ships. This is more or less my starter town. Again, not really having much effect on my current FPS, and the frame time is great. There's a couple of stutters coming in here and there, but nothing to worry about. And you can see it's pretty good, actually. Bit of a freeze there. Let's have a look at the greater picture. It's the island completed. Here we go and have a look at our downtown. And again, it's looking really well. I was quite impressed with it, to be honest. Water still looks pretty good. Now a lot of the updates are going to be, you know, the performance is going to be increased, no doubt, as Iceflake move forward with all the different patches that they're doing. And again, we're just looking here to terminus station there. None of the new patches, new assets have been placed in here yet. This was prior to the last couple of DLCs we got. I do have them, but I haven't placed any in this as yet. I did pause playing this game for a while, but I just wanted to jump in and see what this is like, and overall, I'm pretty impressed. Assets look good, and I haven't got like a powerful system or anything, so you know, for 100,000 I'm still slightly dipped there to the 50s, I guess, but the current FPS is looking really sweet. So let's go back over into downtown and then just see if we can really stretch it out. Far too many cars parked on the street here, but like I said, this is still work in progress. Let's take it to a real busy area. All them cars in that car park. Quite a few people on the road, and what's going on here? A bit of a car jam as they're all trying to get into the this would kill my FPS, still holding strong at 60 plus. So yeah, I mean, from a performance perspective, I think this is a huge improvement actually. I have to see, and I've just noticed as well, which I didn't have before, I know for sure, is I've got office demand. So perhaps that's starting to work already. As you can see, I'm at a massive metropolis. So milestone-wise, I'm pretty much one away from a megalopolis. Which is not that far away, actually. Getting that, so quite only a little bit of XP to go. So basically, and this is I think what's improved the game a lot. You can, especially on the easier mode or the normal. Actually, no, it is easy mode, isn't it? You do fire through these milestones quicker. So if you're more interested in, you know, building your cities and making them, then you know, easy mode is the thing to be in. You don't have to be as careful with your finances. Basically, you can concentrate more on getting your city working right, which is what I prefer when I play this game. But I think, I mean, look at that. I mean, I'm look at that FPS, guys. I mean, it's ridiculous. I've never had that before. So yeah, I think this has been a great update, but I have to still say it's a negative because of that unfortunate issue when it comes to making, you know, when you got mods, if you're waiting 30 minutes or so, I mean, alright, I did it for 10 minutes, but people are reporting 30 minutes or so. It's just too much, guys. You need to get that fixed. Until that hotfix on, if you want to use mods, then yeah, that's a problem. I'll do a quick test now while you're all still with me, and to come out of here. And I will exit to the desktop, and then I'm going to load it back in with without mods and see if that's any better. See you guys in a little bit. All right, guys, after waiting 5 minutes, as you can see, no code mods, and yeah, we've got the same issue. So obviously I was incorrect. If you play with or without code mods. Now, yes, I have code mods installed on the computer, so I'm not deleting them. I'm not going through that. You know, just in case that might make an improvement. But for me, it's definitely an issue, and I think it's an issue for the game. So unfortunately, I have to give this a huge thumbs down right now. The patch itself is great. It's not out of this world, but it has had some really good changes, and perhaps a lot of changes are under the hood, which we can't actually see. And I'm talking the changes on the sim itself, with the offices, the software businesses being reduced, etc., and a few other good things. And that benchmarking is definitely useful, but this, unfortunately, is a game breaker. So unfortunately, it looks like Iceflake might have shot themselves in the foot with this one. So they're going to have to be pretty quick in getting out a hot fix on this. Otherwise, it's gonna lose the people that they actually managed to get back. I was really impressed with Iceflake, and I still am. But if this goes on for weeks without a hot fix, then that's a problem. So they've got to either roll back the update if they can't fix it until they work out what went wrong, or they know what's wrong and they roll out a quick hot fix to fix it. Because if they don't, they're going to lose everybody from this game, and this game will die. And it's something I don't want to happen, because as you can see, it's unplayable right now because it takes forever and the game does crash. So you can say, well, if I wait 30 minutes, I'm in. But if your game crashes for whatever reason, and let's face it, PCs crash all the time, then it's rinse and repeat, and you're waiting another. So it's just not feasible. So the game is unplayable because of this issue. So unfortunately, all your good PR, Iceflake Studios, is at risk of being completely wiped out unless you get on immediately. So I expect by tomorrow either a complete retraction of this patch because you've killed the game for everybody, or, and I assume it is everybody, and assuming this is nothing to do with systems, because like I said, I don't understand why yesterday it was a less than a minute potentially for me to start the game. And when I started this video, it was 3 or 4 minutes, and now, and then when I had to, because it didn't load in all my mods, it took 10 minutes, and we're currently sat now at coming up to 10 minutes again, and we're not even halfway. So it seems to be increasing in the amount of time you start it. So it's getting progressively worse. I'm not sure what the reason is for that. So there's something wrong somewhere, guys. You're going to have to fix it. And if you don't fix it quick, you're going to lose everybody. And that's going to be it for me. So unfortunately, no, this game is not playable now. If this issue gets fixed, then yes, it will. But until then, I'd give it a miss, guys. Thanks for listening, and I will get back to you as soon as there's a fix. Thanks, everybody.